All right, guys, that's going to do it for our show today, but we're going to recap our picks for you. Harry, fire up the graphic. Hopefully you got in Wilson's last minute or Brinson's last minute. No, I don't think it's in there. Brinson, go through your bets.
So I added Titans first. Don't worry about adding that one, Terry. That's on me.
Yeah.
Titans first half under with the Ravens there. Atlanta, the Falcons -2.5. The Colts +4.5 in lieu of the Niners -7.5, which was a late swap. If you can find the Niners at like 6.5 or 7. Don't mind them. RJ does. Houston +1.5. Detroit -3. Philadelphia -7. And I'll point out two more things before I toss it back to you, Katie, for your recap. One, I can't wait for the Raiders and Patriots game. If I said I wasn't excited for it, I misspoke. I'm thrilled for it. It's a Nance, Romo, Wolfson games are only 4:00 game. It is in Allegiant Stadium, where the home of the Super Bowl on CBS Sports.
Yes.
So that actually makes a lot of sense from a marketing branding standpoint.
Well, and also I will say that at Allegiant Stadium, their halftime shows that they've been doing have been pretty elite. It's kind of fun when they show. Yeah, I think because Super Bowl is going to be there. They have all kinds of people. Anyways, Mox.
Well, I was going to say one more thing. Sportsline.com/join. You know what else you get from me? My baseball picks, RJ. How you like me now? 1-0 lifetime on baseball over-unders. ML took the Braves Phillies over yesterday at 9. I think we got there in like the 4th inning. Easy breezy. Katie, what do you got recapping from your
first of all, I didn't realize that you were also a baseball
it's a little wild hair. I thought I'd throw it in there.
Yeah, well, 1-0. All right, San Francisco team total over 22.5. 5 weeks in a row, guys. Just keep hammering this. I'm taking Seattle +3 versus the Bengals and a Kenneth Walker touchdown. That's a +114. And Jimmy Garoppolo to throw his very first clean game of the season on the CBS Sports broadcast. Tune in. Jimmy Garoppolo, no interceptions. Then taking the Rams -7 and Matt Stafford over 279.5 pass yards. RJ, where are you taking?
By the way, I want to point out really quickly. Sorry, one more thing. I'll be done. I'll shut up in a second. But like, look at this graphic.
Yes,
incredible job by producer Harry putting this together, especially because these usually come in at the last minute. But I gotta say, y'all people are shook as hell by me leading this podcast Pick'em thing, because look how funky this looks. Like, we got anytime TDs. RJ's got a bunch of props and totals and teasers. I mean, obviously Prop Stars has his props going, but like, I got this nice, neat little 5 NFL picks, and you people are so shook by me dominating this podcast with my record. He said for the last time, more than likely.
Like, what did Micah Parsons say? Laugh now, cry later.
Yeah, that's right. RJ, what you got?
Well, I've got a couple of props like I've had most weeks, and because I'm trying to give you some space to be first, because I'm not very good on props. I'm not Prop Stars. I'm very good at ATS long term, but I've been scaling back on ATS picks to give you a shot, and I'm glad that you're running with it. But no, Zay Flowers over 56.5 receiving yards. My teaser is Washington and Seattle both +8.5. I got Miami -13.5, Chicago +3, Houston +1.5, Detroit -3, Zach Wilson under 198.5 pass yards, and we didn't get to it on the show, but I also sent in Giants Bills over 44.5. Going to be playing a lot of Bills overs with how beat up that defense is.
Yeah, and I've got Jonathan Mingo over 28.5 receiving yards, Josh Downs over 42.5 receiving yards, Rashad White under 52.5 rushing yards, and last but not least, Dallas Goedert over 36.5 receiving yards.